What's up everybody, it's me, Greg Miller from IGN and PlayStation, and ever since the Vita got announced, there's been all this confusion about how many profiles can a Vita have. Can it have 1 million PlayStation Network profiles? Can it only have one? The question was finally answered in the most confusing way possible, but I'm here to show you exactly what it means. Basically, you can have one PlayStation Vita, and then you can have all the PlayStation Network memory cards you want, and then each one of those could have a PSN profile. You can swap them in and out with no problem. Now I'm going to be using a Japanese one for this how-to video, but basically here's a memory card, here's my PlayStation Vita, inside is a PlayStation memory card. So I have two memory cards, I have two PlayStation Network accounts. Let me show you how to switch them on the PlayStation Vita. When you get a US PlayStation and you start using all that stuff for the Vita, then it might be different, the menus and stuff, but you'll get the basic idea. Anyways, here I am. This is my Vita. Yay, me. This is me. All my trophies and stuff. This is my US account. Most important thing before you do anything, you need to sync your trophies. So you go into the trophies, you say sync with server, it's gonna beam up any trophies you've earned so that the trophies don't get lost in the move. Because of course, trophy data is stored to the PlayStation Network, not to your local thing once you've sunk it. However, if I hadn't sunk anything and it went up there, everything would be all hell. There, we're synchronized with the system. Now, I'm gonna close out of the trophies because they don't matter anymore to this situation. And basically, I'm gonna go into here, but before then, what I'm gonna do is take out my memory card. Memory cards are stored on the bottom, of course. It's dark here with all the lights, and I'm gonna pop out my memory card. This is the one that has my US profile. It has all my US games, all my saves, and you'll notice immediately it says, well, I need to be restarted. You say, that's totally chill, PlayStation Vita. You'll go get restarted. Nobody's in a hurry here, it's okay. This is the one downside of the memory card switching process. So if let's say you bought one Vita for your family, but everybody wanted to use their own PSN account, you'd have to reboot every time like this, and then you have to restore the factory settings and sit through this boring intro movie. We'll speed it up for you here in IGN, but like I said, kind of boring, kind of cumbersome, but you can have as many PlayStation Network accounts as you want on it. It's not that hard. So here we go. The system's been rebooted. It looks like there's nothing there, right? It's like, oh yeah, it doesn't have it has to use a memory card, yada, yada, yada. It doesn't have my Uncharted save on there because it doesn't know that any of my save data has been there before. No internal storage on this. However, the Vita does remember that it's tied to my account. It's already tied to my PlayStation Network account, my US one. So I need to go into settings, right? And then it's gonna slowly boot up. You scroll down to the bottom here and you go format. And it's gonna say, I wanna restore the PlayStation Vita system. Do you wanna restore it, blah, blah, blah? Of course I do. Now here's one, this is very, very, very important, ladies and gentlemen. It's saying I'm activated already. This means that my PSN account has activated this Vita to the general servers so that I can only have a certain number of Vitas tied to a profile, tied to my PSN account. So it's asking, do I want to deactivate? Because if I don't deactivate now, all hell will break loose later when I try to. So always say, yes, please deactivate my system. Yes, go ahead. So blah, blah, blah. It goes through all this stuff. It makes it look like a big process. It's eventually going to say, I'm deactivated, which is good news. And then we'll be able to move on with the restoration process, as they say. Please wait, deactivating complete. Perfect. Now I can say restore the system. It'll say, oh, yep, go ahead. And then yep. 2 seconds, gonna be restored. Now basically what we have here then is a brand new Vita. My Vita is back to being brand new. It's not tied to any of my PSN accounts. It has no idea what country it's in. It's looking around, everything's brand new again. So it goes through the boot up process. And we'll have to do the whole time setting, where I am. I'll tie a PSN account to it again. Here's where you do the first switch that matters, right? You see it boots up, it says all this stuff. And then it's gonna say, okay, now let's talk about time zones, let's talk about where you're at. And then it's gonna say, do you wanna tie it to a PlayStation or profile? I do. The thing is that I don't wanna tie it to the one I just ejected. Remember, I just put out my US profile. I wanna put in my Japanese profile. Now, if you're at home, of course, this could be maybe you took out your profile, now you wanna put in your mom's profile, your dad's profile. Doesn't matter. Whatever your second profile is, that's the one you wanna do right here. So you go through all this stuff, date, time, whatever. Do you have a PlayStation Network account? Of course I do. I'm Greg Miller. Who doesn't? Use, of course. And then, drum roll please. Oh, here you gotta check. Nobody tell, I gotta put in the password for what the IGN Wi-Fi password is here. Don't tell them what it is, anybody. Don't let it on to anybody. Hold on. Alright, so now it connects to the wireless and says, oh, let's see what's going on. Let's see where we're happening here. Why do we call it Hoo-Ha Games at IGN? I don't know. No one's ever explained it to me. Human resources. All right, here we go. So sign in address, right? I'm gonna put in my second profile, not my US one. I'm gonna put in my Japanese one. Again, though, this could be anybody you want to use. This is gonna be tied to the memory card. What memory card do you want to use? So hold on, I'm putting in my Japanese, Greg. Boom. All right, so our initial setup's complete. The Vita says, okay, great. You're using a PSN that, it doesn't know what PSN I'm using. I'm using a PSN. Like I said, all it has to do is whatever I just put in needs to match the memory card I'm about to put in. Now again, here's the downside. We have to sit through this little video showing us how awesome the Vita is. Stuff's falling into it. Great. All right, now we're logging in with our PSN now. the second PSN. Remember, just all that matters for these PSN resets is you're using the PSN you then want to use your memory card for. So again, more warnings. I get it. Don't eat the PlayStation Vita. Don't throw it at my brother. All right, so here's where we go. All right, now it's gonna see, like I said, sadly it thinks it's a brand new thing. So it's like, oh cool, look at all this cool stuff. Now if you'll notice, no bubbles down there, right? I'm using an account, like I said, this is my Japanese PlayStation account, which has games tied to it, but they don't get saved, like I said, to the Vita. They get saved to the memory card. So I pop in my Japanese memory card, right? Or at least the memory card tied to my Japanese account. Need to restart? Well, of course, go ahead and restart. Don't worry, this is not restarting in the way that we have to watch that video again. This is just restarting the system to read the memory card, and as you will soon see, save everything the memory card already had. The memory card has all the games I've already downloaded, it's got everything ready to go. It picks up where I left off in a way with the applications. I'll show you in a second. Go ahead, you update that database, PlayStation Vita. You're trying so hard, being a cute little system, selling like hotcakes over there. All right, here we go. Loading up, now it's reading the memory card, it's tying to the right profile, page on down, page on up, and see, now you can already see all these games I've already used before, all these applications are there. So the PlayStation Vita memory card, remembering what I already had on my system. So maybe this is your sister's memory card, now she's got everything. Here is the catch though, ladies and gentlemen. We switched out the memory cards, you're getting all your games back, you think everything's great. Bam, I'm gonna use live tweet, right? I wanna tweet it up, see what's going on with the Twitters. Tweet, and then boom. This thing doesn't remember that it's activated. Remember when we went through the switching process on the US version of my account? I said you had to deactivate the system. I had to deactivate this system too in case something ever went wrong. So now you need to activate it. So we'll page on out. Sure, more hints, blah, blah, blah. Into settings. Now, here's where it'll get a little bit different if you're watching this after the US release or the EU release or whatever. You go into here, right? And now remember, we're in the Japanese store account. This is my Japanese account. It starts reading all this Japanese stuff. But you go into PlayStation Network, basically. And then from inside PlayStation Network, you go down to System Activation. You have to turn it on there. When this is in your native language, not too troublesome. It's a real easy deal. But being that this is my Japanese account with all my Japanese stuff, I needed to have somebody come through and hold my hand while I did it. Now I know exactly what to do. If you're using a Japanese account, so do you. So there you go. We go through all that. It's saying, oh, you want to activate this for games? I said, yeah, I want to activate it for games. I want to play some live tweeting. It says, all right, great, you're all set. Page down. Yes, I get it. Jeez, you know what I mean? Hints. Oh, anyway, live tweet. Pop on in. And then here we go. I'm going to have access to all the applications I had before. There you go. My saves are here. My Twitter is here. Everything is here that you'd expect. So, was that cumbersome? Was it tiresome? Is my arm tired from holding it up? Of course it was. All that is very much true. But the gist of the matter here is that this isn't a huge deal like so many people thought. You want to buy one PlayStation Vita, 4 people in your house want to use it, everybody just needs their own memory card, and however long this video took to play, to switch them out and do everything. The main thing, sync your trophies before you do anything, never reformat the memory card you want to use, and keep a backup if you want. Right now, if you have the PlayStation Vita, you can plug it in through the bottom port into your PlayStation 3, into a computer, and then through Content Manager on the device, you just pop in and say, I want to back up. So that way, if anything ever happened to your memory card in one of these swaps, you could pop it back in, restore from your backup wherever it is on the PC or the PS3, be good to go. Like I said, it's a cumbersome process, but that's why I did this how-to video to show you how to do it. There's plenty more information here on IGN.com, so check out the PlayStation Vita channel, vita.ign.com. Check out the PlayStation Vita wiki where you can ask me questions, and I will then go and use my device to get the answers. And then, keep listening to Podcast Beyond. Keep coming to IGN.com so I can feed my wiener dog. Thank you, and good night.